Hi, I'm public speaking coach Milo Shapiro, and welcome to Business Advantage, the show where we focus on one business per episode that has the potential to give you the advantage. Is Western medicine not hitting the mark for you? Are you having trouble getting your stress levels down or your energy levels up? If you'd asked me 20 years ago what essential oils were, I'd probably have thought it had something to do with car engines. Since then, it's a business that has exploded as more people every day discover the advantages. My guest today is a certified aromatherapist with over 6 years of experience pairing clients to the oils that will make the difference for them. Sandra De La Rosa, better known as Sandra D. Welcome to Business Advantage, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Milo, for having me. Appreciate it.
So let's start with the real basics before we even get into what they can do. What are essential oils?
Essential oils are concentrates that are distilled from plants, shrubs, trees, bark, resin, and extracted from there. And then the oils, that's what they are. Concentrate oils extracted from all those various of things, plants, bark, trees, shrubs, and resin.
Totally natural sources for all of them.
Yes.
Okay, so what do essential oils do? How do they work?
Well, when essential oils enter your bloodstream, which it takes about 2 minutes to fully enter your bloodstream, only 2 minutes. It's kind of crazy. They can start affecting you within 22 seconds. And what they do, because the essential oils have molecules, those molecules will enter your bloodstream and start affecting you in a good way, whatever you're trying to use them for. So that's how they work, is through your bloodstreams. And the molecules will attach to the other molecules in the air. So you're breathing those in.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about them going into the bloodstream. I'm assuming there's no injection going on here.
No. Yeah, I know.
How do you use them?
When I said bloodstream, I'm like, no, they're going to think of this weird. But no, there's nothing you're injecting. You're just inhaling them. They go into your bloodstream. That's all you have to do for them to start going into your bloodstream.
Since they're natural oils, can you ingest them?
Some oils you can. You got to be careful, because just like foods on the market and natural and organic foods, they only have to have 5% of organic or natural in them for these food companies to label them that. Same with essential oils. They only have to have 5% of the naturalness to label them natural. Young Living, the company that I represent, we own our own farms and produce our own oils. So they are 100% clean, no additives to them. That's something you got to be careful for. Also, some oils on the market will say do not ingest. So definitely do not ingest those, because they're not completely pure. Yeah. To where, we have a line called the Vitality line. So for sure those are all safe to ingest. I ingest oils every morning. I put some in my water for my skin and other things that I have going on with my body that I like to keep clean.
See, these are the reasons someone wants to consult a certified aromatherapist and not just pick up something at the store they don't know what they're doing with.
Yes, exactly.
So how would I know? I know from our discussion previously, there are a lot of different essential oils out there. How do I know which ones are the right ones for me, so I'm not just buying lots of stuff?
Well, again, you have to do your research and your homework. Young Living, the company I've been with, has been around since 1994. We started with one farm. We now have 25 farms that we own or co-op. So I believe we are still the only essential oil brand that has our own farms and distill our own oils.
I wasn't clear. I meant within the ones you offer. How do I know which are the right ones for me?
Yeah, because we have probably 100 different oils,
meant,
88 blends and
and you're not trying to get me to buy all of them. So how do I know what's the right choice?
Well, that's when you come and see me, and I will ask you questions and evaluate. I have aromatherapy evaluations. I have body system evaluations that you can take. They're kind of like when you go to a doctor and you have to answer all the questions on the doctors, what you're feeling and whatnot, kind of like a screening. Just like a doctor would. Same thing with me. I kind of put you through a screening or just have a chat with you. You don't necessarily have to fill out the form, but definitely have a consultation, see where you're at, what you're looking to support in your body or emotions. And then from there, I like to give out samples, because not all of us have the same makeup. just like plants, some plants need more water or more sun. We need the same thing. We need more of this or more of that because we're different makeups. So depending on your makeup, a certain oil might not work for you. And that's why there's so many oils that do the same thing, because a different oil might work on you better than the most common one. There are like everyday oils, most common oils. I want to say there's about 12 of them that people use on a regular basis and are good for most people. But every once in a while, I'll hit somebody where that common oil is not working for them. So I'll go and I'll get an oil that's similar to that, but it's going to work differently for them. And usually it turns out the next one I give them will work. And that's why I like to give out the samples, because I want it to work for you guys, for whoever I'm helping out. And because it's not going to work for you, it's not going to work for me, right?
Sure.
I mean, my
or
job is to
everybody's a
get
little
you.
different. Maybe something that does make me go, wow, may not for you. It's all, and that's why
Yeah.
someone wants to work with someone like you. How can people who aren't in San Diego potentially work with you?
And real quick too, before I
Sure.
answer that question, my main objective is you, and to get you where you want to be and where you need to be. And if I'm handing you out oils that are not going to work for you, I'm not going to help you. And that's my job, is to help you. And yes, I can help people outside of San Diego. We can do Zoom calls like this. As far as samples, I will mail out samples versus getting together with you in person. I live in San Diego, and I had a gentleman in LA. Actually, he's a bass player for a band. And most bass players have a hard time with singing. They have great voices, but they're used to being in the background and not up in the forefront. So I gave him a couple oils, and they weren't quite working. I said, okay, I'm gonna give you my big hitter, the one that I always use, highest potential, when I need a meeting and I need to be like confident. And sure enough, it worked for him. The last sample that I gave him, and so yeah, he ended up ordering it and getting it shipped direct to his house.
That's
So
great to be
that
able to
was
bring
super
that feeling up in someone else. You must be.
that was so exciting for me. And he's produced songs now, and he's been recognized on certain podcasts, and he keeps on recognizing me. Hey, it's all about the HP, we call it, which is highest potential, is the blend that I gave him. So yeah, it's been exciting to watching his journey and him excel within his music business.
That's great. Him aside, do you have a favorite essential oil?
I have several. I definitely have key ones that I don't leave home without if I go on vacation, like peppermint. I need peppermint because if you get a headache or a tummy ache, definitely that will work. Lavender, because it's a Swiss army of knives. If I get a cut or bruise, I surf, so I'm often getting hurt. I'm surfing
You have
and
that
camping.
lavender on hand.
Yes, always have that lavender on hand. And then these essential oil, I also rinse for it. Or if you're feeling sick, you're not feeling so well, I'll put a drop underneath my tongue and hopefully not get sick. I actually was surfing at one vacation, and I got sea urchins in me. And thank God
Oh
I
my
had
gosh.
thank God I had that thieves. That thieves actually help, and it helps splinters pop out if it gets underneath in there in the skin.
Huh,
It's quite remarkable. I've
that
learned a
is.
lot. Yeah. Being a aromatherapist, and I absolutely love it because it's
Let's
all
talk.
natural.
Let's talk for a moment about safety. Pets, kids, pregnant women.
There are definitely oils that pregnant women should not be using. I have a list and a whole little class on pregnancy and what oils are good and what oils are bad. If you like to look at that, you can find that on my website at livingcleanandhealthy.com. I also have classes for kids and the CBD. Now, as far as kids, I always say dilute, 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 dilute. And what I love about Young Living, they have a kids line that's already diluted.
Easier.
So easier and insured, because we have a whole board of sciences and that works with all this stuff and make sure that it's safe to use. And that's why we have a kids line, because it's diluted properly for the kids. And I also have charts for babies as well, because you want to maybe dilute it a little bit more for babies.
You mentioned CBD in there. That caught my attention. How does that relate to essential oils?
And CBD and essential oils are both extracted the same way and distilled. But the thing with CBD is CBD has these cannabinoids. I always say it wrong. And which affects the body differently than the essential oils. Um, Essential oils keeps you in a hematosis state, just like because we're similar to plants. We both have the same biologic makeup. So it makes sense that those plant oils work on us. And same with the CBD, except for the CBD, like I said, has that cannabinoids that the essential oils don't have, which your system seems to react in a good way for health purposes, for pain and anxiety and other symptoms like that. But there is an oil called copaiba that is very similar to CBD that does a similar thing, but it doesn't have the cannabinoids, but it does cling on to your reactors to where the CBD oil does not. So those, like I have a client who's a pilot. He can't have any trace of THC in his system. We have CBD. We own the farm, our CBD farms. We do test to make sure the THC isn't in there, but it's not 100% guaranteed because that's what the plants create. Even if the lowest THC, it could be in there. So I would, So for my pilot client,
not worth losing a job over.
Exactly. So I gave him some essential oils that work similar and that would work for him versus the CBD. And he was happy with them. It worked. So I was happy with that too.
We have a little time left. I wonder, how did you get into this?
Well, two different ways. A long time ago, I got my wisdom teeth pulled when I was young, and the pain pills made my calves go into muscle spasms.
Oh, wow.
And ever since then, I was pill phobia, and I had a friend doing essential oils, and then I just started resorting to her, and I thought she was my miracle doctors. And then years later, I got into it for the business, and I'm like, these were the oils she had. Oh my gosh, it's the oils. These oils are my miracle doctor. So yeah. And then I helped rehabilitate a man. I was part of a nursing team. We used the essential oils to rehabilitate him. So a couple different ways that I got thrown into it, not knowing. And then so about 5-6 years ago, when I finally did get into it, I went full board and was ready for it.
That's great. Last question. How can people get in touch with you to learn more about you?
You can find all my contact information on livingcleanandhealthy.com. Just as it said is how it's spelled. And on the last page, I have a contact page, and it has my phone number. You can email me. You can make an appointment with me, whichever you like, and all my social media handles if you'd like to follow me.
I'm going to repeat that just to make sure people don't have to go back. livingcleanandhealthy.com.
Yes.
Sandra, thanks for being with us today. It's been great having you here.
Thank you, Milo.
If you'd like to be a guest on Business Advantage or see other episodes, visit miloshapiro.com/Business Advantage, one word lowercase. And if you'd like to learn about improving your public speaking skills, just visit the homepage, miloshapiro.com. Till next time, I am Milo Shapiro, wishing you good health, good times, and good business.